Hi, boys and girls. Today, I'm at the beach, and one of my favorite things when I'm thinking about the beach, like for stories, is pirates. Do you guys like learning about pirates? So I have a really fun book about a pirate named Pirate Pete by Kim Kennedy. And what I love about pirates is making their voices. Do you see this? What could it be? It looks like it might be a treasure map, and it says, Her Majesty's Treasure Map. What's that? X marks the spot. I bet that's where the treasure is. Ooh, let's see if Pirate Pete finds his treasure. Gold put the twinkle in Pirate Pete's eye, the shine in his hook and the sparkle in his smile. Why, he liked gold so much that he plundered every ship and shore in the 7 seas in search of the gleaming booty. When he heard that the Queen had discovered a treasure map, Pete had to have it. After all, he explained to his parrot, where there's treasure, there's gold, and where there's gold, I'm a-going. Pete journeyed to the Queen's castle, where he whispered a plan to his feathered companion. You sing her to sleep, and I'll steal the map. Aye, squeaked the bird. Up he fluttered to the highest tower, where the Queen sat gloating over the map. Softly, the parrot sang her a lullaby. The dirty trick, the old high seas snooze-a-roo, worked like a charm on the Queen. While her head bobbed like a man overboard, Pete climbed up the tower and snatched up the map. Oh, he's got the map. Will he find the treasure? By the time the Queen awoke, Pete was far out to sea. Unfurl the map, he told his bird. There lies the gold, he declared, pointing to the bold black X on Mermaid Island. To Mermaid Isle we go. We must be swift, said the parrot. Her Majesty's fleet will be after us for sure. Pete spun the wheel east, and with a great gust of wind, the ship sailed off. Fine sailing weather, said the parrot. Pete might have agreed. Aye, 'tis. But he had just spied an island up ahead. He checked the map. That be Candy Island. He growled, twisting up his nose. I think we should pay it a visit. We don't have time, said the parrot. We've got to get into Mermaid Island. Listen up, matey, said Pete. Where there's candy, there's rotten teeth, and where there's rotten teeth, there's gold to fill 'em, and where there's gold, I'm a-going. The stubborn pirate turned the ship toward Candy Island, and with a good wind behind them, they were soon upon its sugary shores. Oh, dear. Look at what is he doing here to those children? He's looking in their mouth. Avast, ye candy eaters, Pete ordered the islanders. Open your mouths so I can see your gold teeth. Pete peeked into the mouth of every licorice-licking, taffy-tugging, chocolate-chomping soul on the island, but he had not reckoned on the toothbrushing. Pearly whites, he cursed. No gold, no gleaming booty. He snatched up some sweets and shoved off. I'll not veer off course again, he promised the parrot. To Mermaid Isle we go. Fine sailing weather, said the parrot. Pete might have agreed. Aye, 'tis, but he had just spied a spot of luck. Clover Island. That's not where we're headed, said the pirate. Listen up, matey, grumbled Pete. Where there's clover, there's leprechauns, and where there's leprechauns, there's gold, and where there's gold, I'm a-going. There's a little elf, cried Pete as the ship creaked ashore. A genuine leprechaun sitting next to a pot of gold. But before the merry man could cock his hat, Pete seized the pot, scrambled to the ship, and shoved off. Irish stew, he hollered when he lifted the lid. No gold, no gleaming booty. He gnashed his teeth. I'll not veer off the course again, said Pete. Next stop, Mermaid Island. Do you think he's really going to go to Mermaid Island, or you think he's going to make another stop? Fine sailing weather, said the bird. Pete might have agreed. Aye, 'tis, but he had just spied a soothing sight for tired eyes. Sleepy Island. Listen up, matey, said Pete. Where there's a sleepin', there's a sandman, and where there's the sandman, there's magic gold dust, and where there's gold, I'm a-going. Pete sailed up to the snoozing shores where the Sandman was tiptoeing from bed to bed. Pete grabbed the old man's bag and reached inside. Storybooks, Pete bellowed, waking the island. No gold, no gleaming booty. So he hooked a book and shoved off. I'll not veer off course again. Pulling on his nightcap. Tomorrow morning we make for Mermaid Isle. Boys and girls, he keeps getting off course. He is not following his own plan very well. What do you think? Is he going to go to this place, or will he go to Mermaid Isle? I think you're right. I think he's going to go to this place. Let's see. The sun rose and the ship sailed. Fine sailing weather, said the bird. Pete might have agreed, aye, 'tis, but he had just spied a smoldering sight, Dragon Island. He turned the ship towards its smoky peaks. That's not where we're headed, flapped the parrot. Listen up, matey, said Pete. Where there's dragons, there's lairs, and where there's lairs, there's gold, and where there's gold, I'm a-goin'. Ashore, Pete crept to the dragon's lair, where he found a giant lizard snoozing beside a golden egg. Between the snorts and the snores, Pete sneaked the egg from its hazy nest, rolled it to his ship, and shoved off. Wow, he is taking things from everywhere he goes. "'Tis a golden goose egg," gasped Pete. Suddenly, the shiny cell cracked open. What do you think is going to pop open? Out popped a baby dragon with a mouthful of flames. "That's no goose," cried Pete. "It's a fire-breathing lizard." And he set our sails ablaze. Abandon ship! Oh, dear. While the baby dragon flew off with his mother, Pete and his parrot jumped into the rowboat. The parrot watched in despair as their trusty ship sank beneath the waves with a shimmering splash. "We're done for," sobbed the parrot. "Whale bait! Shark snacks!" "There's no sharks," said Pete. "Them be mermaids. We've made it," cheered the parrot. "We've made it to Mermaid Isle." Oh, you think he's going to find his treasure finally? "Hand me the treasure map," Pete declared, crawling onto shore. After yelling out paces and counting out steps, hobbling to the right and wobbling to the left, Pete finally called, "Here 'tis! X marks the spot." Pete began digging. Then he struck something. "A treasure chest!" he cried. With a clang of his cutlass, he broke the chest locks. The lid flew open to reveal gold, Pete sang, "gleaming booty." It was a pirate's dream come true. While Pete bathed in the glorious riches, a shadow fell across him. What do you think it's going to be? What's the shadow? Who else might want this treasure? "The Queen!" squawked the parrot as the guards gathered round. "Look here, your majesty," said Pete, fumbling for a fib. "I got your treasure all dug up and waiting for ya." But the Queen would not be tricked this time. "Take the gold," she ordered her men, "but leave the pirate and the bird here alone." Then, as quickly as they had come, the Queen and her troops disappeared. "All that work and no gold, no gleaming booty," moaned the parrot. "What's worse, we're marooned." "Not to worry, matey," said Pete with a wink. "The Queen may have taken our gold, but she forgot our boat." So Pete and his faithful companion set off again, this time for the sunset, where the ocean glistened like 1,000 coins of gold. After all, where there was gold, they were going. The end. I hope you liked reading about the story of Pirate Pete.